Welcome back to another UNC football recruiting podcast here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. And if you're checking us out on YouTube, Tar Heel Illustrated, I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and joining me is our director of football recruiting, Miss Deana King. And Deana, both of us had an opportunity about a week and a half ago to go up to the 757 in the Tidewater area. I went up there with Jacob over the weekend to cover the Game Academy camp, where we talked to quite a few prospects, including Tony Grimes a couple of days before he committed. And then you made the trek up and back in one day, by the way. Color me impressed on that, for Tony's announcement. And you got a chance to talk to Tony and his family and some other people up there, as we did, and really got some terrific insight on how Carolina is really making a lot of progress in the 757 right now with recruiting. And obviously, when you look at recruiting north of Atlanta, it's Charlotte and it's the Tidewater area. Those are the best two recruiting areas east of the Mississippi, north of Atlanta. And they are two very, very important areas for this coaching staff. They've clearly done a great job in the state of North Carolina. Now they're starting to make some real progress in the 757.
And that was a big statement. You know, they've got some Virginia kids in the last couple of classes, but to get a 5-star Tony Grimes out of Virginia Beach, the Tidewater, that made a national statement. You know, you had all the networks and everything. It made news, and that is just very good, very positive news for the Tar Heels and UNC recruiting.
Matt Hatfield, who runs the Virginia Prep site in the Rivals Network, and he's actually been a part of our staff here at THI. He's terrific at what he does, and if you want to follow Virginia recruiting, you should go to virginiapreps.com. He and Reese do a tremendous job up there. I was on Matt's radio show several days ago, and he asked me about, you know, the impact of the Grimes commitment. You know, what if there was another moment in time I could think of that was comparable? And I avoided the Marvin Austin example, not because of what happened with Austin, because he was Washington, D.C., and there's not a lot of great prospects in Washington, D.C., although the metro area, there are a lot in D.C. and in Virginia and Maryland. But I went back to Ronald Curry when he committed. He was from Hampton High School in the Tidewater area, and he, of course, was the National Player of the Year in football and basketball, which is incredible to think about. And the impact that he had on the fact that he chose Carolina. Well, Mac ended up leaving and things didn't fully materialize there, although Ronald had a solid career in both sports at UNC. But this was huge. And this could have, I think, an even greater residual effect than Ronald Curry committing did, perhaps in part because Virginia Tech's recruiting right now is not where the Hokies fans want it to be. Virginia kind of the same way. They're not having tremendous success in the Tidewater. Carolina is starting to make that move. And when you talk to the kids up there, and we talk to a lot of them, they tell us Draymond, who's from the 757, and they tell us Carolina. I mean, Carolina's closer to Virginia Beach and Hampton and that whole area than Blacksburg is. So right now, Carolina has everything lined up to really make it big and strike hard in that area.
Yeah, they, you know, in talking to the Tony's family and everything, you know, they mentioned Dre a lot and, you know, just the family atmosphere. You know, you guys were up there for that camp and, you know, you saw that the Tar Heels are going to really hit Virginia really hard for the 2022 kids. And, you know, there's still a target or two for the 21, but just kind of like what Tony's dad, Deion Glover, said, Tidewater Tar Heels. That's the big slogan now up there in Virginia Beach in the Norfolk Tidewater region, Tidewater Tar Heels.
Absolutely. And the Bly factor isn't just because he's from there. And I think that people need to read a little bit more into why he is so effective there. He's from the area, obviously, but he's gone on to achieve all the things these kids want to achieve, literally everything, from the kind of success he had at Carolina to the success he had in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl, played in two. a 5 freshman All-American was ever, like when he was at Carolina, 11 interceptions his first year. I mean, he is so decorated, but there's a different layer to what Dre brings to the table. These kids totally trust him. We knew that leading into Grimes' commitment, that having somebody at that school, wherever he was going to choose, that he could totally trust was a big part of it. And they completely trust Dre Bly. I'm not going to name any names right now, but several uncommitted kids basically said the same thing about Dre. So you've got the appeal of Carolina. You've got the appeal of Mac Brown. Whether you're an offensive guy in Phil Longo's offense with what he did with Sam Howell's a true freshman, or if you're a defensive guy and you've got Jay Bateman and you can see the vision that they're seeing things down the road. We addressed that in a previous podcast. There are so many appealing things about UNC to the kids in that area. In fact, some people up there even joke that that's just northeastern North Carolina in a lot of ways. But then you throw in the Bly factor and the quality of the individual he is and the way that he can relate to these kids and the fact that there's such implicit trust in him is an enormous part of this process. And I would think that moving forward, as long as Dre and Mac are at UNC together, the Tar Heels are going to have a ton of success with the kids that they really want out of the Tidewater area.
Well, Dre's did everything that a young male athlete has accomplished. I mean, he's went on and got a college education, All-American, went to the pros. Now he's coaching. So he's a great example. And, you know, it's just, you know, him being in there is a good kind of role model. He can relate to the younger. Sorry for the little frog here outside, okay. But he can relate to the younger generation. I mean, I've seen him, you know, interact with them and stuff, and so it's just a great thing to have Dre on staff. And you know, you've seen he's had an effect in Charlotte a little bit too. So. I mean, he's not only 7'5", but just, you know, regional wise.
Well, I think he'll have an effect with just about any kid that they put him in touch with. And you're right about Charlotte. I mean, the family's in Charlotte. He was at Myers Park. I mean, the history goes along both places. It's kind of pretty convenient for UNC to have that guy with all of his qualities. No, by the way, he's got one leg knee-deep in the 757, another leg knee-deep in the Charlotte area. That's pretty impressive. If you happen to be up in that area and you're in Virginia Beach, it's actually on Virginia Beach, right near downtown, actually, there's a field, Dre Bly Field, that's actually named after him as well. So, I mean, UNC should have success in the 757 no matter what the coaching staff is. But you throw in this extra layer, and you look at the quality in 2022 in the state of Virginia, not just Tidewater area. You know, we talked to Zach Rice, who's from Lynchburg, which is a few hours away from Tidewater. He's a kid Carolina's going to be going after. There are kids in the Richmond area. Northern Virginia has really gotten a lot better with a lot of prospects in recent years. So North Carolina is going to hit the state of Virginia hard for years to come. And in fact, right now, if you look at the recent list of offers that we've been posting on the site, it's been about half of them been kids from Virginia. So the Commonwealth is going to be extremely important for this program to become what it is intent on becoming.
Mac's plan, dominate the state and then go outside of the state for elite. And he's done it. He's done it. He's done it in the 21 class. He's dominated in state, and then he went out and got his elite player in Tony Grimes, Eli Sutton, and J.J. Jones.
Yeah, and Grimes, of course, being from the 757. It's going to be interesting to watch how this plays out over the next couple of years. She's Deana King. I'm Andrew Jones. If you like this video, go ahead and click like. Hit the notification bell so you can get updates anytime we post a video, and subscribe to our channel. And go over to THI and subscribe there. $8.33 a month. You get everything that we do. Thanks for stopping by.